sidekick today. This is Kitten. I have Kitten and I have my dogs. I used to have more reptiles. One day I think I will again. That's a whole nother story. So Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope everyone had the most amazing Christmas. I've been wanting to make this video for a little bit because I made a video on the courthouse kidnapping page when I first started speaking that answered this question, but I've been getting it a lot more recently, so I just kind of wanted to give a little recap. It's still up, but I'll probably put this video on Facebook and, the Always One Smiling channel. And the question is, what's the deal with you and your mom? Why, where's the turmoil there? I know, we'll explain it to you. And I'm going to try to keep it quick. I'm going to try to give you the short version, but I can't make any promises. So my parents divorced when I was 6, okay? And Jennifer, I call her Jennifer now. My mom, Jennifer, that's her name, remarried when I was 10 to Chris. And then my dad went on to remarry and divorce, and then he was single when he passed away. I was 25. When he passed away, he left me my grandparents' house, his parents. My daughter is named after his mom. Oh, my grandparents. That's Ramona, and that's Dan T. Spence Senior. My dad was Junior. That's my family. Unfortunately, they are all in heaven now, but, I still feel them. I still have their pictures and their memories, and that's the most amazing thing, and I'm so grateful. And nobody could ever take that from me. So they had both already passed away. By the time my dad passed away, I was 25. I am his only child. I'm also Jennifer's only child. And he left me their house that they bought, I guess, when they first got married. It was over there. It was in Virginia Beach, over there, like Fort Greenbrier area. I don't remember. Anyways, and when that happened, I had not gotten sick yet at all. I was still pretty healthy. And I was a bartender, and I had a condo at the beach that me and Deacon lived in. And Jennifer and Chris had moved into Ocean Pebble, which was the neighborhood next to mine, but they could no longer pay their rent, and he had left me this house, and so I said, hey, why don't you move into this house that my dad left me, because obviously I'm not going to let my mom be homeless. Well, I didn't know. I didn't have a crystal ball. I didn't know that she had future. We'll get there. Anyways, I didn't question it at all. Like, he left me this house, and you need a house, and you're my mom, and whatever. They lived there for 10 years. I never charged them rent or anything, of course. My mom. So, fast forward 10 years. I had married Josh. We had been together for about 8 years at this point. But he had already fallen out of love with me more than a year prior. And the reason I know that is because I asked him for couples counseling that whole year. And he was just like, no. Like, he was very combative with me, as you could see in the text messages that just continued when he moved out, which was weird because I kind of thought that would stop. Like, why are we still fighting? That's why we're not together. Separating with somebody is saying, hi, I'm no longer interested in fighting with you anymore. Like, I don't know, whatever. So anyways, we had been together about 8 years. And by this time, I had gotten very, very sick. When Josh moved out, it was the height of my illness. In the winters do get a little worse every year, but those first 3-4 years were really hard on my body. I didn't understand what was going on. They were throwing all of these medications at me that seemed to only make things worse. It takes a little while to adapt when you wake up sick one day and then you just never get any better. Nobody ever warns you that could happen. And I wasn't expecting it. But by that time I had. And Josh and I had been married for 8 years. And he had built up credit card in his, him and I together, we were married, built up credit card in his name. Credit card debt was like $12,000 or something over 8 years. And I said, this isn't a good environment for our children. It's unhealthy. It's tense. And it was showing in the kids' schoolwork and everything. It was showing a lot. Behavioral, everything. And I was just like, I'm not going to be upset with you if you would like to get a divorce. I want you to be happy. I feel like we both deserve to live a life where we're both appreciated and loved, right? That's normal. And he said, well, I can't move out because I have this credit card debt and the payments each month are so high that I wouldn't be able to afford another place. And I said, okay, well, that actually sounds really fair to me. And I didn't think it would be fair for me to just be like, bye, and leave him with $12,000 worth of credit card debt that I helped build. That seems like a dick move, right? Why would I do, I never hated Joshua, ever. Anyways, and so by that time I had already gotten sick. I wasn't working. And my plan was to get all my new testings done, get on disability, right? This was 2019. All of this happened right around 2019. Once again, I didn't have a crystal ball. I had no idea the pandemic was going to hit and every non-essential doctor's appointment and testing was going to get canceled. There's a reason I'm not on disability right now, even though I very much should be. And we'll get into that too. And so that was going to be the plan. And I still had mental health BP. I was going to try to do the nonprofit. Maybe I could still help people. And I would have disability to help me, with my health insurance and everything like that. And he was like, well, I won't be able to pay for anything if I'm still paying for stuff here. And I'm like, oh, that's true. All I had was this house. This was 8 years. Now, this was 10 years after Jennifer and Chris had moved in. Okay? It was 10 years after my dad passed away. He left me the house. I was 25 years old. I didn't know what to do with it. And all of my stuff is crazy how much it goes back to. This whole thing is crazy how much it goes back to stuff that happened right around my dad passed away that I didn't know was happening. I wouldn't have known to know, So, Jennifer and Chris had moved in 10 years prior. But at this juncture, they were not together. She was living somewhere else with some other man. They were separated. I don't even know if they're legally married anymore because they said, I remember hearing them saying something about, even though they ended up getting back together because it didn't work out with whoever that dude was, that Chris would get more of his own disability if he wasn't legally married to her. So that's why when you look on the website, if you see me interchange husband, live-in boyfriend, it's because I literally don't know if they're legally married. I have no idea. I know that they were divorced at one point. And when I went to sell this house, he was the only person living there. Okay? He hasn't had a job in like 10 years either. And all I cared about was creating a safe home environment for my kids. I wasn't trying to move them out of military housing right away. I thought that would be too much change for them. So my solution, because I was already sick and I already couldn't work, and my annuity, my dad also left me annuity that lasted 8 years. So my annuity had run out like a year and a half prior. It's so interesting how everyone waited until I was sucked dry. But so Chris was the only one living there, and I was like, my solution to helping Joshua out so that we could create a co-parenting environment that was friendly for us, and in a home, and I could create a home that was stable for our children. And I assumed that eventually we would just split Mona half and half. There's zero reasons not to do that. I live 15 minutes down the street. I'm not dead yet. I'm still very much alive. Anyways, I'll link the Courthouse Kidnapping YouTube channel below on the Facebook, and y'all can go knock yourselves out. I'll be adding more to that too. So, I'm sick. Josh is done, but he's saying he can't leave because all his debt. I have this house that is being occupied by someone who also hasn't had a job in forever and is not blood related to me. And I had no idea that him and my mother were going to get back together. That's why would once again, I didn't have a crystal ball. I didn't know that. So I tell him and Jennifer, I gotta sell this house. I gotta sell this house. I have to give Josh this amount of money because we've decided that this is the best way to move forward in the healthiest way for our children. Mostly Mona. Because remember, Deacon is from my first marriage that didn't last longer than a year and was 17 years ago. Oh. And I was like, and I told him, I was like, well, it's not like I'm just going to leave you high and dry. I told him, I said, I'll give you money from the sale of the house and I'll pay your rent the first 6 months somewhere else from the money that I make from the house. I'll give to Chris, I was like, I'll give you some, I'll give Josh some. And me and Josh were sharing a vehicle at this time. So then I would have enough to buy my truck, which I did. And it took a couple months to sell the house, but it wasn't because the house was difficult to sell. It was because within that time period, Jennifer all of a sudden decided that that dude she was dating was no longer, after I had already decided to sell the house. Me and Josh talked about it. He was on board. Okay? Her little fling or whatever with the dude didn't work out. So she wants to get back with Chris. And now she's upset that the house is being sold. So, what am I supposed to do, right? She fought me and lied to me so much about everything about the house. I had no idea that by letting her and Chris live there for free for 10 years, I would cause me to lose my mother and my children and my entire family. Because that's where all of this stems from. Okay? Josh wouldn't have been able to get away with. Lisa wouldn't have been able to get away with. Donna wouldn't have been able. Nobody would have been able to get away with what they got away with without the ringleader. And when I sold that house, 2019, Josh moved out. I was still very sick. And that was when Jennifer stopped calling me on my birthday. Oh, no, that was when she started blocking me on my birthday. That was when she stopped. That was when she started blocking me on my birthday. Phone calls. She didn't call me, and she would block my Facebook and my phone number on my birthday, knowing that I'm sick and isolated in my home, trying to do the best I can to get these appointments, to get on disability. All of these people, Jennifer, Josh, Lisa, Chris, every single one of them. I don't have any judgment for people for my followers or the public or anybody who only sees my little selfies, little snapshots. But these people have seen me cry. Seen me cry myself to sleep because I couldn't move my body that day. They knew. After I sold the house, Jennifer started blocking me on my birthday for 3 years. Her and Chris got back together. This weird smear campaign behind my back started happening that I was not even aware of. And then she started behaving in all of these very odd ways. The one time that I did confront her about how much it hurt my feelings, that I was sick in my home and I really needed her. And I hadn't heard from her or anyone on my birthday in so many years via text message. She chopped up the text messages and had the magistrate come arrest me. Saying that I was and I'll link that video, but it's the reality that I have lived behind the scenes has been beyond bizarre. She's hated me ever since I had to sell that house. And she made it very clear when I was trying to sell that house how mad at me she was for selling it. Even though I explained very clearly to her the way I just explained it to you. And she knew. She saw it. Anyways, so once her and Josh teamed up for this annulment thing, which also stems back to the death of my father. I'll link that video below too. It's weird that, I wonder what she tells people. I made a post yesterday and it said, I wonder if Jennifer even thinks about me on Christmas anymore. Because I live such a bizarre existence right now. Belonging to a family who has treated me like I died years ago, even though I'm still very much alive. I wonder what she tells her friends when they ask her, hey, how's Jamie doing? What does she tell them? I don't know. It's weird. It's really hard. It's really hard. The way they have all teamed up in this crazy, just distinctly different narrative with all of their own agendas and their own ways and their own, but I housed her for 10 years. And let's not forget that when I was living in my pickup truck, and I had to sell the pickup truck to buy the RV, which is now also sold to live here, she had a vacant room in her new house. Totally vacant. Empty room while I was living in my pickup truck. My own mother looked me dead in my eye and told me to go sleep in a Walmart parking lot. because, and only because, I could only house her for free for 10 years and not forever. And as soon as I couldn't anymore, she was no longer interested in me. And not only that, that would have been one thing. If she was no longer interested in me and just didn't want to be my mom or didn't want anything to do with me, that would have been one thing. You're a grown woman, make your own decisions of who you want in your life. But to tell so many lies, to actively destroy me, even so far as on government documents, to turn everyone against me, and then watch me suffer, and know that I'm sitting here on my 40th birthday in this room with my dogs and kitten, alone. I haven't heard from Jennifer on my birthday. So I was 24. December is so hard. December is always, and it only gets lonelier every year. I have till Mother's Day, the next traumatizing day. And it's like, she is convinced. Like, oh my goodness, she's so convincing. But I'm still here. I'm still alive. It's crazy, the level of normalcy that this woman has been able to convey onto the other adults around here. Around her, not here. Around her. That whatever her decisions are necessary. She's been invited to this house multiple times. Multiple times. And I think I talked about it in one of my previous videos. Last year, there was a time that I was very sick, very, very sick. For like a couple weeks, my body was just down. And that happens sometimes out of nowhere. That's just what chronic illness is. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks for me so much more. It sucks for anyone else. And nobody seems to get that, which is fine. But all I wanted was my mom. I was so desperate. I just wanted my mom. I have experienced some horrible things over the last 3 years that nobody knows about. Nobody's asked. And she's just as dangerous. Go look at the courthouse kidnapping channel. Look at it all. Look at the website. All because I sold a house. She sold her only child over a pile of bricks. And as a mother, I'll never understand that. I mean, either of my babies could call me for any reason and say, I need you right now. And I would find a way to get there. And, I'm going to be trying to talk. I'm going to be trying to do as many videos as I can. And speaking. Like, it's so crazy that I have this entire family. Jennifer, Chris, 2 kids. That all celebrate Christmas together. Well, I guess Josh probably celebrates it with Mona and his new convicted felon girlfriend now. Mona let me know she got a puppy for Christmas. Not Mona. Emily got a puppy for Christmas. So, interesting. Emily can't show up to her own kids' court dates, but she gets to enjoy the memories that I'm missing, that I'll never get back. Someone told me to my face she didn't want to be her stepmom. Like, I have a lot to say. And it's not going to be easy because none of this has. But it's getting to where the only point I exist is in this room to these dogs and online. And as much as Jennifer would like try to erase me, I'm not done yet. So, I'll keep fighting my body. I'll keep fighting for my children always. one of the most devastating parts about this whole thing with Mona, and I see it so clearly, and I'm going to talk about it in one of the upcoming videos, is that the reason it's so obvious that Mona's being groomed, not only because me and Mona had a perfect, solid relationship before Jennifer decided that we weren't going to. I have never even raised my voice at her. I've never had to. She's been with me. I mean, we were really close. And Mona misses me. She wants to see me. And I've asked her so many times, baby, what's wrong? Like, why haven't you? What's going on? Like, I don't want to pressure her over text message. These are not conversations that need to be had over a text message. This is crazy. If I can't be there to hug her, I wouldn't be a very good mom by provoking what they've provoked in her. And I've never gotten to defend myself to her. Mona doesn't know the truth. I'm finding out lies that they've told Mona that I'm like, what? It's crazy. You know why? Mona would have never seen this coming. Because when Mona was in my care, I didn't involve my 10-year-old and little girl into my adult relationships. If you have a problem with me, you should be a grown-up and talk to me. You don't need to manipulate my child. Mona wants to come see me. Mona wants to have a relationship with me. Everyone does. Everyone wants a mom. I want a mom. I've been mourning the loss of my mother for years. Even when I was in military housing. Those 2 years, like, so many times I asked her to come out, like, yeah, you guys don't even know half of it. Tip of the iceberg, right? Even I want a mom. Even still, if Jennifer showed up at my house right now and said, let's fix this, and like had some kind of apology, not with my child, she needs to stop involving. You're a big girl, handle your own stuff. Even I want a mom. Of course I do. Of course everyone does. The only reason that Mona is so apprehensive is because she's seen exactly how this entire family has treated me. And it's disgusting. And she's afraid of being ostracized for doing absolutely nothing wrong the exact same way that I was. Because Mona doesn't understand the house stuff either. Because why would I explain that to a 10-year-old little girl about property? No, that's your Nana. You love your Nana. The truth will come out. So, that's what happened with me and my mother. This was the first year that I blocked her. But every other year, she blocked me when I was in military housing. And then since I lived here, she just never cared to call me on my birthday or Christmas or anything. She has just erased me. It's insane to me that we have this collective delusion of these 4 adults, Jennifer, Chris, Josh, Lisa, that I am dead when I'm not. I'm still very much alive. It's crazy. My own mother. Being this sick is already isolating. But what's happened since I've gotten sick has been just bizarre. There's no other way to explain it. So, stay tuned. That's what's going on with me and my child, Jennifer. I only call her Jennifer now because she's not a mother. Like, why'd you have me? And I don't mean that in a way, like, I don't want anyone to get that twisted in a way that's saying, like, I'm not grateful that I'm here, because I am. I'm very grateful that I'm here. I'm very grateful for my life. I always have been. I'm not questioning your reason, Jennifer. I just want to know what it is. Because it wasn't to be a mom, right? because you're not a mom. You haven't been a mom in a decade. I have this tattoo. I got this tattoo my 30th birthday for her. It's her middle name. Let me see it. It says Edwina. Tattoos are curses. That was just 10 years ago. And in the last 10 years, this is... You never expect it from your mom, right? You never expect it from your mom. And what people don't realize is that, like, if you can't trust your mom, who's left? Right? Yeah. So, I will stay strong. I will keep my head up high, shoulders back, and keep telling the truth. Because that's all I can do. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm sorry this took so long. I'm going to post it to Facebook. I'm going to post it to the Always the One Smiling channel, and I'll link. I don't even know. I don't remember what videos I mentioned here, but I'll think back and link them. Thank you guys so much. Love the people God gave you, right? Because people change. Sometimes God needs them back a little earlier than you would have rather him taken them. Thanks, guys. Okay. Thank you guys so much. December's almost over, thank goodness. And I'm so really excited about the new channel. It's going to be called Contextually Human. We're working on thumbnails, everything behind the scenes, so fun. But yeah, keep your head up. Be grateful for all of your blessings and all of your challenges. And thanks. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for watching.